Hello everyone, welcome back to more of Let's Play Shadow of Destiny. I am the Black Shadow, and last time we nearly solved it. We found out and realized that Margaret Wagner and Dana Brum are actually each other, swapped shortly after birth in a plot by Homunculus to stop Hugo's threatening of leaving Margarette in the present to wipe out Ike's existence. Because, of course, if Ike dies, so does Homunculus. Homunculus never gets freed from the stone. But things didn't feel quite right at the solution. And indeed, that is the truth. There is one extra step to solve. Although this one is not given to you. So we're going to go ahead and revisit some steps we've done. Of course, we've had our chat with Dana. I do love how that in the plot of this game, we accidentally end up sending Dana back to her original timeline, which of course is kind of crazy. Unfortunately, she's no knowledge of who her parents actually are, which is of course very, very unfortunate, but she's happy enough, you know? It'll have to do. So we'll make our way back into the alchemist house here. Of course, things are bad, and we come to find that, you know, we have the stone, we give it to Wagner, all the experiment stuff. You know how this goes. We've done it enough times now.
20 years isn't something you can just erase from memory and relive.
So we get to do all this again, much like the last time. We need to find Homunculus in the park here after confronting Hugo in the square.
Are you trying to lecture me, Ike? After all I've done for you?
So, not entirely correct there, Ike. Of course, we know who Margarette actually is. But Ike thinking that Dana is actually, again, the Ancestress thing, we of course know that that is not the case, and that's a bit of a problem. So, much like last time, we speak with Homunculus, and Homunculus, after being kind of offended, and I, you know, kind of get it, just disappears on us, and that's a problem. So, we've got no Homunculus to bring to Hugo. That's a problem. Now, last time, we went and made our way straight down to the town square, and as it turns out, Mr. Eckert felt like redeeming himself and thus tackled Hugo and saved the day. But there is still one piece of the family history that isn't yet resolved. It's someone that we haven't seen for a while, and something which, if you'd completely forgotten about, I wouldn't have blamed you. Because I definitely did. By the way, this also has changed down here. So we had a Hugo this time. This is another route that we'll explore. The plan is, I'm going to do one more video after this, showing off all the rest of the endings. There's two more that we can get hold of here, which I think will be fascinating to show you off here. But we're on the path for ending A. And to get ending A, there's one thing left for us to do. Now, if you worked this out and realized what had gone on, congratulations. Because I think this is a pretty tough one to work out. The game gives you maybe one clue right here. Do you see it? Probably not. Do you see it now? All this time, through our travels, we've been helped by the mysterious fortune teller. A house that we never remembered seeing before the events of the game. We were revived by Homunculus, and then remarked, never seen that there before. An alchemist house which seems to have a lot of weird stuff going on. No one else ever enters. And an owner who seems to know an awful lot about us. Ending A means we need to go in one last time. but not for our fated hour. Just fate itself.
Welcome.
Do you realize who she is?
Who are you?
Would you really like to know?
If you really don't mind telling me.
Could it be that you are here because you have some idea of what that answer will be? I met you, what, long ago. I could not have imagined then that we would meet again under such circumstances. I'd listened to Hugo talking, of course, but how could I have believed these wild fantasies about time travel? That is, until I became what I was and saw you again. Yes, long ago I was called Helena. I had a life
Hugo's
affair
mother
with
is the fortune
two
teller.
children named Margarette and Hugo. But I was also very ill.
Yeah.
When we first met, I couldn't even raise myself from the bed anymore. And soon afterwards, I died. All that was left of my existence was a lock of hair, as it should have been. But Hugo, my son Hugo, found the homunculus device that his father had been experimenting with. And he used my hair in the machine.
So this is what happened. Hugo did indeed try already to bring Helena back to life.
Mother? Hugo. What are you? Please stop this. Hugo, send me back. Help me.
But it didn't work. At least, not that he'd intended. Helena was brought back. Kind of.
What are you doing here?
Father. I...
Never mind. Just get out.
Father! But
You
Father!
are not to enter this room again.
Hugo's act brought back my spirit alone to this world.
Yeah.
Stripped of the protection of the body. And the disembodied spirit kept forever from rest.
Yeah. Oops.
Has been wandering this earth through time and will for all eternity.
Have you told him? Told Hugo about this?
No, I have not told Hugo.
I mean,
He
how do you...
cannot see me, nor hear me.
Why are you helping me?
You're very special. You can hear my voice. The only people I can reach are those who have ended their stay in this world of the living and are on their way to the next.
Because he got revived by
Oh, great.
Homunculus.
So I have one foot in the grave. Is that it?
Perhaps, but you are trying to deflect your destiny away from immediate death. And the cause of your death rests with Hugo, my son. So, I suppose I was hoping that fate could be swayed. Just like that creature is. I know how powerful fate is.
Homunculus.
I still hope,
You can understand Helena
though of course,
doesn't like
for
him.
a very different reason from the creatures.
The creature?
Homunculus.
Listen to that.
My husband
Bile.
not created. You know, its true nature is far from that.
Yep.
It's a kind of genie trapped in the Philosopher's Stone. All my husband did was free it.
This was hinted and suggested in
What
ending
I
D.
told you, I pieced together from what other souls told me in my wanderings. Ever since I became what I am now. Of course, not all of it may be true. I've kept you long enough, haven't I? You must go. Fate is something that belongs to you, and the only one who can change it is yourself. My work is near its end. There is only one thing I ask of you. Should you ever see Hugo again, tell him you have done an unforgivable thing. But I forgive you, even if no one else can.
And all of a sudden, yeah. This is the true former alchemist house.
Who's there?
Nothing there.
No need to be surprised. You are a nervous one, aren't you, Ike? What did you want with this ruin?
And Homunculus doesn't know what's going on.
Years ago, it was a laboratory. Now, it's just a mess.
You didn't see anything? You know, in here?
Oh, you saw the spirit. So
Well,
you can see it, can't you? I can see the living, and I can see the souls of the dead.
Homunculus tried to fool us.
But I can't see the thing that lives here. It gives me the creeps, really. I can sense something, but that's it.
Hey, can you call up spirits?
Excuse me?
Well, for example, if Dr. Wagner could have a talk with Hugo right now, and Hugo understands what his father was really trying to do, well, maybe Hugo would change his mind about all this. What do you think?
Well, I hadn't thought of that. Dr. Wagner, of course. Nothing could be simpler.
Really?
Wait a moment, and I'll fetch Dr. Wagner.
Now, this is why this game is so fascinating, because so many of the endings intertwine with the game. So the plan is, we're going to go get Dr. Wagner and bring him here to convince Hugo that he should stop this. But of course, that's a bit difficult to achieve, isn't it?
Come over here.
That's probably not good.
You better stand back, Ike. He's about ready.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get in contact with this thing, though, would you? it worked? What's going on here?
Now he's ready. Hello, Professor. How do you feel?
Dr. Wagner?
Aren't you, wasn't it you who brought me the Philosopher's Stone?
That's right. I'm Ike. Doctor,
But
I have a favor I need to ask you. I don't know how to say this, but... Well, your son, Hugo, is trying to kill me. He thinks that what happened to you and his whole family was
and
Homunculus'
Homunculus
fault,
just yeets out of
and
here.
that Homunculus would never have been created if I hadn't helped you. He told me this himself. He also said that he was going to use the Philosopher's Stone to bring his mother back to life.
Good Lord. Where is Hugo right now?
He's right over there.
How is this possible?
It's more than 400 years from your time.
I must see him. I must speak with Hugo. He needs to know the truth. I see now that this is why you've brought me here.
Well,
So you will speak to Hugo?
Yes, it is my duty. Will you take me to him?
Gladly.
alright. So again, not Homunculus,
Hugo!
but close.
there?
Ike, please stay here. I will handle this.
Of course. Be careful.
Did you bring Homunculus?
Goodbye, Ike. Hugo!
Father?
Father?
Father, you're alive. How did you get here?
Hugo, what do you think you are doing? Did your mother and I give you life so that you could take another's?
No, that's not it. There's a reason.
Then stop your attempts on Ike's life. Do you understand?
He just whoops.
If you do that, I will tell you all about my research.
You will?
I understand.
Wouldn't you? You said you'd never. What?
My boy, come with me.
What's going on here?
Okay.
Let us go.
What in the Hugo?
Father? Where are you going?
Dr. Wagner!
That isn't my father.
What?
No. Of course it isn't. Oh dear.
What was that? And where did they go?
How's that? Good?
What's going on?
Where did you take them?
I wouldn't know.
What?
Why not? Dr. Wagner.
Oh, that wasn't Dr. Wagner, Ike.
What?
Wagner isn't dead yet, so I can't very well call up his spirit, can I?
And of course,
It was a fake.
we know why.
A puppet that does exactly what I tell it to do. Not bad, eh? Hugo certainly fell for it.
Oh my god.
I was so tempted to do ending D last. I really was, to leave that as the final reveal, but I made my choice.
Well, that just about takes care of those murder attempts.
Not happy.
Wouldn't you say?
So yeah, a facsimile is summoned and takes Hugo to who even knows where? But fate has its ironies.
Well, looks like it's over, doesn't it? Good job, Ike.
I was trying to change my destiny.
And you did.
All this was for you? You used me to ensure you would exist, that no one would rewrite the script.
Now, let's not have all this unpleasant talk about using. I mean, who cares, really? Yes, you managed to preserve my destiny. If you'd been killed, I would never have been born. Immortality has its perks, but you have to be given life first.
I see. So I was just being used. All your talk about an ancestor, was that just to get me to go back to that time?
Well, how should I know? Oh, by the way, I need the digipad back.
Here. It's yours.
Oh,
What?
well, why don't you take her back to her own time?
Huh? Who? Me?
Oh, she is
Margarette.
still...
What do you want to do? Are you going back home or staying in this time?
I'll stay here. I want to stay in this time and make a life here.
Are you sure? I mean,
You know my father's not coming back, right?
that's what I read in a book. So if we're to trust that,
Then I won't go back. It's too lonely by myself. And besides, I feel good here, like I belong. It's a strange thing to feel, but I think I should go with it.
You've one final choice to make. If you say the bottom one, you basically revert back to ending B. We know the truth. We know who she really is. We know where she really belongs.
here, you can have it back. I don't need it anymore.
Yes, hand it over.
Oh,
Oops! Oops. Oh my god.
Oh no.
What happened?
I think it was destiny.
Remember how fragile he always said he was?
Maybe fate decided his life would end this day.
Yeah. Homunculus dies. And so does the entire Super Mario franchise. Sometime later.
Soon afterwards, Margarette was adopted by the Eckerts. You could say that she finally came home.
Didn't we change this?
It's such a tall tree. Was it here before?
No, I think this is where he... Did the stone do this? Is the tree here because the Philosopher's Stone gave up its energy? is this?
What?
Fate has its ironies. And so that is the correct ending, if you want to go with that. Dana goes back to the past, where she was before. Unfortunately, the entire rest of her family is gone. Helena dead. Hugo, who knows where. Wolfgang, immortal, missing. But she's happy, you know? A chance to start afresh. And Margarette finds her way back to the Eckerts after all this time. 20 years is hardly easy to make up, but I'm sure Eckert himself would do what he could. Maybe, just maybe, Helena's spirit can find some degree of rest. Maybe. Ending A. And so my strange experience has come to an end. And that is the end. Except, of course it isn't. Not yet. We've a little bit left to do with this game. I didn't actually intend, when I played this, to show off everything. I wasn't intending to. But we've come this far down the rabbit hole. Surely you can see it just a little further, right? Of course you can. So next time we're going to have a super special video. I'm going to briefly show you the other two endings that are available that you can get in this. The alternate ending B, which is what happens if you go to the fortune tellers, but you would never actually go to find Homunculus. And then there's an alternate ending beyond that, if you ignore all of that, and once you meet Hugo in the square, you try and do like you did in endings D and E, and make your way back to the residence back in the 1580s and try and mess with the time machine. After that, there is one last part of this game that opens up. If you get access to and complete all 5 endings, a special something that you can do. I've never done it before. I've never seen it before, but I'm aware that it exists. And we will cover all of this before our time ends with this game. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we shall see you all next time. See you then.